The purpose of this video is to provide a short introduction and a tutorial on Zotero. And Zotero is a reference and citation management system that you can install on your own computer, and it's going to be a lot of help to you as you do literature research. So in any academic pursuits, when we're doing scholarly research, we need to do background research. We need to find out what other research has been conducted, what their results were, give us a good background or anything that's related to it. You guys do this all the time as you're doing research papers and so forth. And a big challenge in doing that work is keeping track, organizing your information, the papers that you acquire, the publications, the information, and the references. So you can you can write your own papers, and you can insert your citations into the text and your references at the end. And Zotero is going to help you do a lot of this kind of work. So Zotero doesn't help you find information, but once you find it, you can import that information really easily into Zotero. And I'll show you how to do that in a subsequent video. Then once in Zotero, you can organize that information into folders and subfolders and so forth, and you can create bibliographies. It'll help you in the reporting the information. So there are some other citation management systems that some of you have used, and some of you maybe do use them, such as RefWorks, which is a really good one. And if you have RefWorks installed on your computer, you're welcome to continue using that. But if you don't have one, the Geology Department highly, highly recommends, and we may require you essentially to use Zotero or something very, very similar to it. You should be using something like this. It has some distinct advantages over probably what some of you have been using. And the advantage of Zotero, as well as RefWorks and some others, but RefWorks costs you money. Zotero is free, so that's nice. And the system works. The software is really, really easy to use, and there shouldn't be any glitches on your own computers. It allows you to create and maintain your own database of references on your computer. You can organize it into different folders and subfolders. You can have different folders of references for different classes. So if you're doing a paper in one class, you're going to have a folder in that class. And then for your senior inquiry work, you may have other folders, and so forth and so on. And the other big advantage is that of Zotero is you can easily create bibliographies, and there are a wide range of styles that you can choose from, like MLA or Chicago. And then the style, which is the standard for the Geology Department, is GSA style, Geological Society of America. So all of your papers should, and your bibliographies that you create, they should all adhere to exactly the same style as any Geological Society of America publication. So if you open up a GSA bulletin and you read a paper out of that, you'll see the style that they use. Or Geology is another journal that's also a GSA journal. So that is our department standard. So let's talk about how this works. So to use Zotero, the first thing you want to do is go to zotero.org and choose the download option. You can download it for Windows. There's also an option for Mac systems, and you'll need to download and install it on your own computer. I have heard of no reports of any problems with this process. There's another follow-up piece that you can install if you want. That's a Chrome connector that simply saves you a step farther down the road. That is optional, but you might find that very useful. So what you want to do is download this and then start to work with it and get used to it. Once you've got it installed on your computer, and you call it up, you're going to eventually create a whole bunch of different folders for different classes, or every time you import data, it may create a different folder. So I don't actually have mine organized very well yet, but you can see that I have different folders here for different download dates. So I've got one folder for urban watersheds here, and within here I have papers, references to papers that are published on geochemistry of urban watersheds, or here's a bunch of papers on microplastics. And once you have these imported, I'll show you how to import the references from one of the standard search engines like Science Direct or EBSCO. I'll show you how to do that in a subsequent video. Once you have these references imported, it's really, really easy to make a bibliography and then to cite from that. So if you have to create a bibliography for your paper that you're writing, or if you need a bibliography as an assignment, this is really, really easy. So if I want to create a bibliography, I'm going to leave the first one out and just use all of these. I simply highlight them. I do a right button click, and I create bibliography from items. And once I get to here, it gives me a pop-up, and I have to choose what citation style I want for my bibliography. And it has a bunch of standard ones that are here, and I'm going to choose Geological Society of America. That's the standard for the geology department. You probably will not see this as an option for you, which means if you don't see it, you need to go to Manage Styles here and then get additional styles. And then you're going to type in Geological Society of America. And you'll see one for the bulletin or just Geological Society of America. They should be just the same. Here's what it looks like. So in GSA style, it does author by last name first, and then the initials, and then it does a comma, and then the date, the year of the publication, and then the title, and then a colon, and then the publication itself, the publisher, I should say, and then how many pages it is. So this is standard GSA. That's just an example. So if you click on that, you can install it into your own system, and then it will be an option that pops up for you on your style. So I'm going to choose GSA style and hit OK. No, I don't think it did it. I skipped a step. Sorry. I'm going to do that again. Right button click, create bibliography, and then I'm going to choose the Geological Society of America style. And there are a number of ways we can do this. I like to just copy it to a clipboard. So I'm going to hit OK, and there it's on my computer's memory on a clipboard. That means if I call up Microsoft Word, I can just paste it all in. It was on my clipboard. I just hit paste, and there it goes. So here it all is. And now you can see GSA style of publication. If I had chosen a different style like MLA or something like that, you'd see that these are going to be formatted differently. So you can choose the style that's appropriate for whatever the publication or the assignment is that you are working on. And that's the real beauty of using Zotero, is it's really, really easy to use and create your bibliographies. And as I said, you can import information into different folders, organize your folders according to different classes or different assignments. You can create subfolders, and any one of these will have different references in there. And if I click on any of these, it gives me all the information. You can see if I just clicked on this one, it gives me the author. If you're importing it from a standard search engine off the library webpage like Science Direct or EBSCO, you should also get an abstract, and most of those, a lot of those will also have links for full text. So you can go back into the data here in your database and you can edit this. If there's anything missing, you could add it or rearrange some of this information to make sure that the bibliography is completed correctly. But if it's a standard import from like a journal, it should work just fine. So there you have it. There is your introduction and your part 1 tutorial to Zotero. In a subsequent video, I'm going to show you how to import references into Zotero once you have Zotero established.